Do you know, there are people living in America right now who have never used a smartphone, never driven a car, never watched a single minute of television, and have absolutely no desire to. They wake up before sunrise, farm their own land with horses, build their own homes with their bare hands, sew every piece of clothing they wear, and are in bed by the time most Americans are just sitting down to scroll through their phones. They are not doing this because they are poor. They are not doing this because they have no choice. They are doing this because they genuinely believe that the modern world is spiritually dangerous, and that the simpler the life, the closer you are to God. Welcome to Swartzentruber Amish country, the most conservative, most strict, and most closed-off Amish community in all of America. And what happens inside their world is something most people will never get to witness. Before we go any further, I want to know something. Where are you watching this from right now? Drop your city or country in the comments below. This video reaches people from all across the country and around the world. Most Americans have a general idea of who the Amish are. Horse-drawn buggies, plain clothing, no electricity. But what most people do not realize is that the Amish are not one single group. There are dozens of different Amish affiliations, ranging from more moderate communities that allow some modern conveniences to the Swartzentruber Amish, who are in a category entirely their own. If regular Amish communities are considered conservative, the Swartzentrubers are something else completely. They are the strictest of the strict, the most traditional of all traditional, and they live almost entirely cut off from everything the rest of America takes for granted. The Swartzentruber Amish are named after Bishop Samuel Swartzentruber, who led a group of Amish families to break away from other communities in the early 1900s because he believed those communities were becoming too lenient, too comfortable, too close to the outside world. His followers agreed, and they built a way of life so disciplined and so intentional that it has remained almost completely unchanged for over 100 years. Their homes have no indoor plumbing, no running water, no insulation in the walls. The outhouse is out back. Water is drawn from a well. Heating in winter comes from a wood-burning stove. They do not put reflective safety triangles on their buggies the way other Amish communities do, because they believe that bright orange triangle is too worldly, too much of a concession to modern society. This has actually led to legal battles in multiple states because cars have struck their buggies in the dark. The Swartzentrubers took those cases to court and won, arguing religious freedom. They would rather face the physical danger of the road than compromise their beliefs by an inch. Their dress code is the strictest you will find anywhere in America. Men wear dark-colored pants held up by suspenders, plain shirts, and wide-brimmed straw or felt hats. No buttons anywhere on their clothing. Buttons are considered a sign of vanity and worldliness. Everything is fastened with hooks and eyes. Women wear long, plain dresses in dark colors, a white prayer covering on their heads at all times, and a black bonnet when they go outside. No jewelry, no patterns, no color that draws attention. The goal is invisibility. The goal is to look exactly like everyone else in the community, so that no individual stands out above another. The children begin working alongside their parents almost as soon as they can walk. By 5 or 6 years old, boys are doing real farm chores, feeding animals, carrying wood, and helping in the fields. Girls learn to cook, clean, sew, and care for younger siblings from an equally early age. School goes only until the 8th grade. The Amish successfully argued before the United States Supreme Court in 1972 that compulsory education beyond 8th grade violated their religious freedom. After 8th grade, education is the farm, the workshop, the kitchen. everything they will ever need to know for the life they will live. Now, here is where the story gets genuinely fascinating. There is a tradition in some Amish communities called Roomspringa. It is the period when young Amish people, around the age of 16, are temporarily allowed to experience the outside world before they make the decision to be baptized and commit to the Amish faith for life. For more moderate Amish communities, Roomspringa can involve trying English clothing, getting a driver's license, even experimenting with technology. But for the Swartzentruber Amish, Roomspringa looks almost nothing like that. It is far more limited, far more controlled, and far shorter than outsiders imagine. The outside world is not really open to them. A slightly longer leash, perhaps, but the gate never fully opens. And the reason is simple. The Swartzentruber community controls information so completely that most young people within it have no real framework for understanding what they would even be choosing between. When your entire world is your farm, your church, your family, and your neighbors, the outside world is not an exciting option. It is an abstract and frightening unknown. Most Swartzentruber young people choose baptism and stay. The ones who leave face something devastating. They are shunned. The practice is called Meidung. If you leave after baptism, your family is required to cut off contact with you. Your parents will not eat at the same table as you. Your siblings will walk past you without speaking. You become, in the eyes of the community, spiritually dead. Some who have left describe the shunning as more painful than any physical experience of their lives. They lost every relationship they had ever known in a single moment. And yet, for those who stay, and that is the vast majority, this life offers something that is becoming increasingly rare in modern America. Total clarity, total purpose, total belonging. There is no career anxiety because your path is set. There is no loneliness because your community is everything. There is no existential confusion about who you are because your identity is given to you at birth and it never wavers. In a country where depression, anxiety, and social isolation are at record highs, the Swartzentruber Amish report some of the highest levels of life satisfaction researchers have ever measured in a religious community. That is not nothing. That is actually something worth thinking about very seriously.